Interesting facts about the chameleon. The chameleon is a unique animal with an attractive appearance that belongs to the mysterious world of reptiles and is actually considered a type of lizard. One of the important features of the chameleon is changing its body color. This reptile can change its skin to pink, blue, red, orange, green, black, brown, yellow, and turquoise, which largely depends on its type. It depends. Currently, more than 100 different species of chameleons live in some areas of the world, including Madagascar, Spain, Africa, Asia, and Portugal. In the continuation of the series of exciting information about animals, this time we have gone to chameleons, and we intend to provide you with interesting information about the appearance and behavior characteristics as well as the place and way of life of this reptile. Join Adriana. Appearance characteristics of the chameleon. The chameleon has large eyes that move in different directions and individually, giving it a 360-degree view of its surroundings. The vision of this reptile is so strong that it can see well up to a distance of about 10 meters. The above two features help the chameleon recognize the location of its prey, such as crickets, snails, etc., as well as its enemies. This creeper has a looped tail that wraps around the tree while climbing, and it climbs it easily without falling. Chameleons have a long tongue with a sticky surface that they use to catch prey. This animal has 5 toes in each of its 4 legs, with the help of which it can climb trees and sit on the highest branches of the tree. The chameleon's 5 fingers actually function somewhat like human fingers. The smallest and largest chameleons. The size and weight of a chameleon depend on its species. For example, a giant Malagasy chameleon is about 68 centimeters long, while the leaf chameleon is about 1.5 centimeters long, and both live in Madagascar. In general, the weight of chameleons varies between 10 grams and 2 kilograms. Chameleon color changes. Some chameleon species can change their skin color and use this feature to camouflage in nature and defend themselves against predators. The way the color changes depends on the chameleon species. Some can turn bright red or yellow, while others can turn green, black, brown, or gray. The color of the chameleon also changes with its emotions. For example, the color of the skin of this animal is a certain color when it is angry, and it takes on another color when it is scared. Behavioral characteristics of chameleons. Chameleons do not live in groups and prefer to sit alone on trees and bushes. This reptile is only its own kind when mating and is known as a solitary animal at other times. A chameleon uses body language to communicate with others. For example, when it wants to defend its territory against an intruder, it often turns to its side, which makes it look bigger and more dangerous, or when there is danger, it feels like it's opening its mouth to scare the other chameleon. Chameleon habitat. Chameleons live in forests and deserts, and currently inhabit Africa, Asia, parts of southern Europe, and some parts of North America. Most chameleons live on trees or bushes, and a few species live on the ground under piles of leaves. Chameleon food. The chameleon is generally an omnivore, although some species prefer a carnivorous diet, and some species have a better relationship with plants. This reptile usually feeds on anything, including berries, leaves, fruits, insects, worms, and snails. Some larger species also prey on small reptiles or small birds. The long and sticky tongue of chameleons helps a lot in hunting insects such as grasshoppers, snails, and crickets because this animal moves very slowly and the long tongue allows it to catch prey without exhausting chasers. Hunt it and crush it with its powerful jaws. A chameleon does not drink much water but must have constant access to it. In fact, most chameleons prefer to use water drops instead of looking for a big water source. For example, those who live in the forest use the water drops on the leaves of trees after rains. Chameleon enemy. The chameleon has many enemies, and the smaller it is, the more likely it is to be hunted by a larger animal. Among chameleon hunters, we can mention snakes, birds, and monkeys. This reptile uses the unique feature of color change and camouflage in nature against its enemies. For example, if it is on a tree branch, when the predator approaches, the color of its skin changes in such a way that it resembles the color of the tree branch to a large extent, and the predator is unable to notice him and pass by him. However, the chameleon is near the bottom of the food chain, and many animals are higher on the chart. The birth of the chameleon. Many chameleons, like most reptiles, are oviparous, but few give birth to young. The female chameleon creates a hole in the ground and lays her eggs in it to stay warm. It takes between 4 months and 1 year for the babies to hatch. Chameleons usually lay about 20 eggs. This number may be less or more in different species. Jackson's chameleon is one of the baby-bearing chameleons and gives birth to between 8 and 30 babies after a 6-month pregnancy. The longevity of the chameleons live between 4 and 8 years in the wild, while in the zoo they live up to 10 years. The danger of chameleon extinction. Currently, some chameleon species, including the tiger chameleon and the Elandsberg dwarf chameleon, are in danger of extinction. Loss of habitat and pollution are the main causes of this problem. Domestic chameleon. Although many types of chameleons are sold in pet stores, this reptile is not considered one of the best pets because it needs a special environment and a proper diet for a healthy life, and it is difficult to keep it in an environment such as an aquarium. Kept. The dangers of chameleons. One of the questions about the chameleon is whether this reptile is dangerous and can harm us. This animal makes a hissing sound when it is angry, which is a warning sign because the chameleon may bite you at this time. However, the bite of this reptile does not cause poisoning. The difference between an iguana and a chameleon. Like the chameleon, the iguana is one of the reptiles of the lizard family, which may be confused with each other due to their similarities, while these two reptiles are completely different. In the following articles, we will talk in detail about iguanas and the differences with chameleons. Interesting facts about chameleons. The Latin word chameleon is derived from 2 Greek words meaning earth and lion, and this word means earth lion. Unlike chameleons with strong vision, chameleons do not have very good hearing. Like snakes, these reptiles can also hear sounds at certain frequencies, but they rely on their vision to hunt insects. The chameleon sheds its skin like many reptiles, but unlike the snake, whose skin is one big, long piece, the skin of this reptile is in the form of small pieces. Depending on the species, the chameleon molts every month or every few months. In addition to natural molting, chameleons may molt for other reasons, such as stress or illness. This reptile produces its own sound. Many species make a hissing sound when they are angry or feel threatened. Almost half of the world's chameleon species are native to Madagascar. The color change of chameleons originates from special colored cells under their skin, called chromatophores. In addition to camouflage in nature, chameleons change color for other reasons, such as anger, scaring others, or attracting the attention of female chameleons. The color of desert chameleons changes to black when their bodies are cold to absorb heat and to light gray when they want to reflect heat. Chameleons can see in both visible and ultraviolet light. These reptiles do not have ear holes. However, they are not deaf. Many species have horn-like projections on their heads.